All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go over real quick, briefly. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go over briefly, real quick, kind of the evolution of Hafþór Björnsson's deadlift. Thor is somebody whose deadlift started off at the beginning of his career not very impressive. It was not his strong suit. As a matter of fact, many people at the beginning of his career said he would never be a great deadlifter because of his great height and stature. Thor obviously proved those people wrong, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was around 2000 and maybe 16, maybe 15. I think it was in that range that Thor first pulled 420 kilograms. And at that point, everybody said, wait a second, is he going to have a good deadlift? So throughout the years, Thor's deadlift has definitely evolved. Thor, obviously pulling that massive 501 kilograms was his best pull to date. However, I do want to look at some key factors of Thor when he deadlifts. I want to go ahead and let's open up real quick with his 500 kilo deadlift and some things that I noticed with that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go to here, go to my crazy looking screen, and boom. Okay, now we're on it. So Thor, here we go. He's going to go for a 500 kilo deadlift. All right. Now, as you can see here, Thor is massive, okay? He's huge, huge, big legs, just broad shoulders. I mean, yeah, he's got a long way to carry that bar, but he is a massive frame. Proportionately, it is all proportionate. Like, he's got also way bigger muscles on that frame than somebody with a shorter range of motion would have. So it's going to be all relative for Thor based off of how he built himself. Now, real quick, I want you to look at this. If I pause this video, look at how wide Thor's stance is there. That is very similar to somebody like even Brian Shaw's stance, how they have a real wide stance. What this is doing is this making that part of that pull a tremendous amount on your hips and even your back is actually going to be a lot used more for this one. Let's just watch and see his mechanics on this. Now, enough talking from me. Let's let the lift show itself. He's down there. He's getting ready, getting mentally set. Okay, boom. Perfect, good position. Rolls it back. It's really, really wide. Because he's so wide, his stance, he's almost bent over farther in that lift. Like he is considerably built over, but he's going to get a tremendous amount of leg drive. He's basically squatting the weight is what this first part's a leg press squat. That is what he's doing. He's got such massive strong legs. You'll see here. Boom, and then his back kicks in. But his back is so strong, even being bent over, he's able to pull it back and get his back in a good neutral spine position where from that point, he's just got to get his hips locked through. Crazy, crazy impressive lift, okay? Crazy impressive. But I did want to go. Well, I need to watch that one more time. Let's go ahead and see this video again. Let's watch him break down. You're going to see that when he gets it, rolls it back, he's going to get extremely low. Leg press, back just picks through, then the hips are able to drive through. Okay, now, with that being said, I wanted to go through and talk about the evolution of Thor. Thor has taken a long time off. He was doing boxing, but let's look at the difference, okay, of his deadlift. Right there, you can see, okay, boom, his stance is so much narrower. Let's look. Look at that. The stance of it, it's so much more narrow. He's able to get his hips shot through. His back is actually in a lot more upright of a position. How in the world can that be with somebody who's 6'9", able to get in that position? Whereas before, everybody had to get wide. That's how we did it. That's how strongman was. Get incredibly wide, and you can with those long, long limbs of his and legs, he gets in that position. But let's look at the difference. That is considerably a much more narrow deadlift than what he was doing. He's not back to his same full size and frame here, but he's very big. Okay, now when he gets in this position, look at the difference. His body, his legs, before his legs were so much wider out. His legs in the last deadlift video were where his hands are. That's where his shins were. And then his hands were outside on that. I mean, he was all the way stretched across that bar. So really his starting point was way lower position. His back was over way farther. Now you can see his start position. He is stacked. Everything is stacked right in a straight line. His hips are higher, but it's making the pull a shorter distance for him by bringing his stance in together by I'd say I wouldn't be scared to say that he probably brought his stance in a foot total. I mean, if you combine each foot coming in closer, he probably brought it in a foot. So when you look at that and you see his position, his back is in a lot better position. Watch how effortlessly he locks this out. Boom. It doesn't even look like he had to shoot his hips through. He just pulls it right through, and the hips automatically come through. Shoulders back, boom. And now don't misconstrue and say shoulders back, meaning he's making the pull lengthier. He's got his arms nice in a long position. His arms are just levers to hold on to it. They're just hooked on. He doesn't have it where he's super. He's got his arms length as tight as they can, but they're pulled back. He's almost pulling his elbows back into his lats, tucking them like putting his elbows in his armpits. That's what you should be cueing. Get engaging all your lats, and he does that. When he pulls, it's so efficient. Perfect straight line all the way up, all the way through. Absolutely incredible lift. With that being said, okay, Thor, you can't always copy somebody. Thor, we're not 6'10". Most of us are not 6'9", 6'10", 450 pounds. Thor is not going to be somebody that you can emulate your technique based off of exactly. However, there was some key points in that I wanted you to take away. Based off of your body positions and body mechanics, biomechanics, excuse me, and your leverages, you're not going to be able to always look at somebody and copy exactly what they do. Like I said, he's a huge person. But with that being said, Thor is somebody who should not have been a good deadlift in the beginning, goes on to pull a world record weight, and you would think perfect, end of the line, he had the technique down, that was perfect. Well, he didn't stop evolving. I think Thor is capable of beating his own record. It's crazy to even say, but I genuinely believe Thor is probably one of the only people that can really break the 501 kilo deadlift, and he can break it substantially. A lot of guys have been saying for years, since 2016, 17, that they're going to take that, 18, 19, 20, they're going to take it. And only two men have ever done it. And Thor is still, in my opinion, is the only person that can further that, really, truly further that. There might be some guys out there that can match it right now, but Thor's probably the only one that can further it. And how he's going to do it is going to be with this new evolved deadlift technique. Being able to have an upright torso position is huge for deadlifts. Based off of your biomechanics, it is very hard to do that sometimes. If you're somebody who gets a lot of leg drive out of it and you almost want to squat the bar off the ground like a leg press, it's going to be incredibly hard to have an upright torso. Thor managed to do that. However, he has obviously put a tremendous amount of time in getting in a different position, meaning his hips are higher, but he's still stacked and compressed, and he's able to get a tremendous amount of leg drive, but at a higher hip position, which is going to allow him to lift bigger weights. Also, the biggest key factor of that deadlift style that he has now adapted is he's able he's able to have a much higher upright torso, which just means his lockout and his hips shooting through are going to be so much stronger. When you're bent over that far, it's almost like a good morning or a stiff leg deadlift. Even though you're so compressed, by the time you get through that deadlift, you're going to have to good morning or back extension that weight up. So key factors to take away from that: never stop trying to improve, never stop trying to evolve. You can't just copy somebody based off of how you like it, how the way it looks. You have to do your biomechanics. Some people have leverages that they can have a wider stance and still have an upright torso. Rano Hyla is someone just like that. So with that being said, play around with your stance, but remember the key factors are you want everything working together. You want your lockout to be strong at the same exact time when your legs are working together. So your hip position, everything stacked, be as high as it can be while still have a tremendous amount of leg drive and have a strong lockout. Thanks for watching.